My name's Jill Cipriano. I think growing up it was, a kind of a typical childhood, but my dad tragically died in a plane crash. And that really affected the way that I saw, I think, God. I was really angry for a while. It also really impacted the way I saw marriage. And to be honest, it really did not include anybody that I would allow to get close to me because I was so afraid of losing somebody again like that.
I grew up originally from the Northeast, a big Italian family. My grandmother was kind of the centerpiece around everything. And unfortunately, she passed to cancer at an age when I was a young teenager. At that point, I kind of felt like I was on an island by myself. My parents were married, but it wasn't the greatest marriage. I thought that sports was going to take me all the way through college, and an unfortunate accident happens, and I end up serving in the military.
After my dad died, I moved back home from college, take care of my mom and my two sisters. And, once my mom kind of came out of the woods of her depression and things that, really had affected her from my dad's death, I decided it was time for me to live my life. So, for whatever reason, I think God had a secret plan going on in the background, but that took me to Key West, Florida, where I did meet him. I don't think there's been any one really significant point in our relationship that divided us the entire time. I had a good guard up and a good wall up against really letting him in completely to my life. And then of course he brings stuff into our marriage, and the first couple of years of marriage, you don't realize that. You're in your marital bliss, everything's exciting, we're moving to new places with his job, you start having kids, and then 18 years go by and that gap is pretty wide. And we never really, I guess, put a focus on trying to address the situation until it got to the point where we almost just couldn't live with each other anymore.
And the moment you realize that, it's one of the scariest feelings.
And then once again, I think we saw one of the videos here at Northpoint and was discussing marriage matters. And it was kind of that, nudge at church. I got my own nudge, he got his own nudge, and we decided to jump into marriage matters because we needed to just rip the Band-Aid off and fix this.
We knew going in there that I'm going to open up the story of us, right? And the minute you're in the group and the first time, and for anybody that's been in a small group, they know that feeling as everybody goes around the room and we're all talking, and then there's an instant, we're together. We're not alone. We're not alone.
People have gone through different things.
What we feel, you feel, and it was a very, very honest moment right there where you feel vulnerable and it's okay.
And you feel comfortable being vulnerable.
Yeah.
People have told us before that he and I could be saying the exact same things and completely agreeing on a point, but we're arguing about it because we just didn't understand the way that we communicated. So we found Tuesday mornings at a coffee place and just putting everything aside and work through that communication, and me try to understand better when he was saying certain things, what that really meant, and vice versa.
I feel like we were provided tools for our toolbox, and anytime you can go into something that needs work and you have the right tools in the toolbox to work at it, it's really sense of peace and confidence that, well, we can take on anything at this point.
And it's funny now that we're actually talking this out. I didn't realize how much our marriage was originally based on faith.
Okay. It's true.
That was just kind of like an aha moment.
Yeah.
So, I thought I'd be able to get through this without crying.